Hi there, Capricorns, and this is Krissy from InTheStarsByKrissy.com, and this is your June 2019 Love Monthly forecast. So, if you have your Sun in Capricorn, Moon in Capricorn, or if you are having your Ascendant, Rising Sun in the sign of Capricorn, this is the reading for you in terms of love and relationship, to see what we can expect or the energy field on the major influences that might affect you for the month of June. And to start things off, we are starting with the Seven of Swords as the card for your situation, and this can be quite challenging, but it really depends on how you see things. It really depends on how the person perceived the situation and things. And the challenge here is the Seven of Pentacles. Now, these two combination immediately tells me that there could be a situation at hand wherein you're having a hard time to deal with. This could be a situation wherein you need to do something about a certain relationship, since this is a love reading. But if you will apply this in a general sense, it is possible as well. But the idea is, there is a situation at hand that needs some form of immediate focus, and maybe you need to make a decision out of it, or you need to, do some form of harmony to make things balance, that kind of thing. Or this could be also a situation wherein you wanted to do something about a certain situation, but maybe you are at the point of feeling lost in how to maneuver or to deal with this, how to move forward, that kind of thing. And a lot of Capricorns have been dealing with a lot of things recently, and it might feel as if it's only creating problems one after another, that kind of thing. And this could also be an idea of wanting to escape a situation. Maybe that you're feeling so much pressure to the point wherein you just want to, escape everything, even to the point of escaping reality by doing your own thing. So how this manifests is that this could be a point wherein, you refuse to see the situation, you refuse to try to work things out or to do something very important by maybe being lazy, or maybe putting your attention somewhere else because that feels good, and the situation at hand is quite heavy and it's not really your thing, kind of momentum. So there is that energy, and I really feel that for a lot of Capricorns, this is making me feel as if it's hard for you to have things within your control. And I kind of feel this is the reason why there is an energy here wherein it feels like you are moving towards something, but at the same time, it feels like everything is just going in circles. We do have here the Fool in reverse, which represents the energy about you yourself. So if I combine this to the situation at hand, it makes me feel that, there is something that you need to put attention on. There is something that probably would require some form of hard work, some form of planning, some form of, effort. but the energy that is giving off here is like an energy of, I want to do something, but it doesn't mean I'm going to do something related to this situation. So I hope you get what I mean by here. And again, I say this to every reading and to every reverse reading that I have for any type of situation, really. But I rarely take consideration of a reverse card. And whenever it pops up as a reverse, I would usually give the idea that the card itself has its own positivity and negativity at the same time. So it's like more of a caution card, I would say, because what is the Fool in Upright? The Fool in Upright is, someone that is adventurous, bubbly, taking a leap of faith and moving forward, sorry about that, moving forward. And if you see this in a negative aspect, it's like you're being a fool by not looking to the street sign wherein there is a signal for go and stop, something like that. It's like you see that the car has a traffic, and you walk across it not seeing that there's actually a truck running across the street, and you self-sabotage by creating your own accident or your own misfortune. So it has that similar type of energy wherein you wanted to do something, but the actions that we do is probably not well thought of, that kind of a situation. There is that kind of energy right there. So I would advise that before you conclude on something, before you take action on something, there's a need for you guys to really think about it, even to the point of stressing yourself. Because the Seven of Swords and the Two of Pentacles is about thinking about a situation, dealing with a certain issue that might be stressful, that might be mentally exhausting. But the idea there is that you're trying to see everything, every details of the situation, which makes you somehow cunning in a way. And for me, sometimes it's best that you act in a very cunning way rather than in a way wherein your action seems to be very rash, if that makes sense, because being impulsive and everything like that is really not what Capricorn people are all about. They are all about making sure of the facts and taking action once they are probably 100% sure that things are gonna work in their favor, that kind of situation. So don't try to get swayed by the energy that you might be feeling, and at the same time, try your best to not be emotionally triggered at this time, because I really feel that emotions could play an important role to you, even though it has been known that Capricorn people are not the most emotional sign. It may not be considered as emotion, but there are times that you might think that you're thinking clearly, but people might think that your thoughts are weird, that kind of thing. You're thinking of things that are totally not something people will be thinking about. So, it might seem that there is something off. Your basis card is the Three of Cups. In the Three of Cups, it's always, the happy and joyful card here. So this is really telling us that this is what you want. You want to have fun. You want to have probably a relationship or a situation wherein there is harmony. But for some reason, you are opening your eyes to the reality of truth, and you probably have experienced this recently because we do have the World card. So there could have been realizations of truth or some form of insights that have come to you that you get the sense of reality of what your own ideals are and what is really happening in terms of relationship. And when I say relationship, this could be relationship with your coworkers or your friends or acquaintances or your personal relationship as well. So you might see the difference of how sometimes things just will not work in the way we want to. But it doesn't mean that your own way of doing things is wrong. It makes me feel as if the world is testing you. The universe is giving you some form of test. And it's quite ironic, if you ask me, because Capricorn is the sign we're in where the South Node is right now. So, and Saturn is right there as well. So there has been a lot of I would say difficult energies right there to the area of your chart where Capricorn is, if you are aware of how astrology works. And it will be the same way if you have your ascendant in Capricorn, or if you have a strong Capricorn energy. So yeah, the crowning energy of this reading is the King of Cups. So it's not really that surprising because, as I said before, there are a lot of emotion in play here. So it may not be that you are sensitive, but I would use the term emotionally reactive. So keep that in mind as well. And we do have the Five of Cups representing on what's about to happen in the near future. And this is the reason why I was starting off with a warning ahead of time, because it could be that you might receive some form of news or something that you did not want to hear. The Five of Cups, even though I want to be positive about this, the Five of Cups is not really the most positive card to have in the near future, because it makes me feel that, something not good is about to enter your life. And it does not really mean that something not good is going to happen, but it could mean that maybe you're holding on to something that you shouldn't hold on to anymore. And that's not really going to give you any form of benefit in the near future. Or this could be a situation wherein you're just, let's say, because you are emotionally reactive, you are, the way your thought patterns work, it's really not functioning in a very logical and rational kind of way, where most Capricorns usually are that kind of energy. So let me just be frank with you guys that the energy for the month of June for you guys is actually very opposite to how you guys function as a whole. So it is possible for you guys to have some slip ups here and there, but I see this more as some form of transformation in a certain way, because we do have the death card here where our hopes and fears are. So, but the outcome card that we have is a Two of Cups, which is the best card if you ask me. So this is like telling me that there is something that you really have to let go or move forward with, but it's going to lead you to an area of your life wherein, you know, you will be surprised that by letting go of something, you're actually going to receive something more, or something that you really want. So it works kind of a weird way, because, for example, let's say I want to be in a relationship with someone, and sometimes holding on to that desire of wanting to be in a relationship with someone, especially with a specific person in mind, sometimes the more you desire it, the more you don't get it, that kind of thing. It's like you're holding on to a glass, and you tighten your grip to the point wherein the glass breaks, that kind of thing. Sometimes you just have to hold something, and just in a relaxed and right manner, not too loose, not too tight, that kind of thing. But I really feel that the idea here is that you need to let go of something that you are stubbornly holding on to, but maybe that is not serving you anymore. And this does not really mean that you are going to be letting go of a person. That's not really how I'm seeing this, but it's really more of maybe a part of your personality, a part of your belief needs to go out, you know. Probably that is an area wherein it's causing frictions in your relationship or finding a partner, that kind of thing. So there is going to be something that's going to be happening to you for the month of June that will either you are willingly going to let go of it, or the universe might be forcing you to let go of something, you know. I'm not gonna lie, it makes me feel that you're gonna lose something in the month of June. And it's not something bad, really, because we do have that Two of Cups as outcome, and that is always, it gives me a form of salvation. It's like, you know, you're feeling hopeless and everything, and you think that everything in the world is all in darkness, and then at that moment of vulnerability, you suddenly see the light that gives you some form of hope. And upon that realization and upon that experience, you will realize something that will make you get in contact or get closer to your own goals and desires. It's quite a bit hard because this is a general reading, so I'm saying things in a very general manner which can be applied to different type of situation. So I'm really focusing on that energy. So you may need to apply this on a certain area of your life if you are feeling resonated and tuning in with the reading, of course, and not everyone will. So it may prove to be a bit challenging for a lot of you guys, but trust me on this, it has its own benefits. You do have the Queen of Cups as the last card of the deck, and it makes me feel that, you know, if you were in the path wherein you have taken a wrong turn in your life, this is that moment wherein something will happen to you personally. It does not mean that it will always involve someone else, even though that it's a love reading. This could be a psychological or personal journey that you're going through, which will lead you to the right direction with your partner or with your spouse or with finding someone to be with, that kind of a thing. So for me, it's like a necessary journey that you have to experience and go through at this time. Yeah, and the only thing that I would be giving warning about is that try not to overindulge or overdo things without much thought, really, because that is something that, is just going to be plain stupid if you try to do things in certain manner. Because even though that there is a possibility of a good situation about to happen in your life, if you, let me just say that sometimes the future outcome remains an opportunity of possibility. And this goes not just for this reading, but for every readings, actually. Sometimes if you overdo things or manipulate things away a little bit too much, just because you think that at first you have the upper hand on things, karma will definitely strike back. So if there is something that you need to fix in the right way and correct things in the right way, do that, because you will have a chance to start all over again and to have a really clean slate kind of life, personally and in terms of how you relate to other people as well. So for me, regardless of what has happened to you in the past or what has been going on with you personally in your life, always do things with a sense of integrity. That's just really the best advice that I could give. So this is your reading for the month of June for all the sign of Capricorn, and I'll see you next month.